still got the guys there using upstairs? Join the group. The free group. Join the group? There's no ominous about that shit.
What's on the second?
But it is total bullshit.
Sorry again.
No, you're good.
What's that clap for?
That's so the sound kicks in. Alright, we good?
Yes, when you were.
Okay, cool. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Her Hustle Hangout podcast. It's our second in-person podcast, and we have the incredible Cassie Lee with us today. You know what I nearly called? I nearly said Cassie Lee PT because that's your
Cassie Lee PT, that's me.
on social media, great start.
I love that. Yeah.
But actually, Cassie is hosting our first event that we are actually running this Friday upstairs in her gym, which will be incredible. And obviously the last in-person podcast we did was a lot around kind of the business. Obviously, Kate that was with us, we kind of spoke about the business elements. We were both kind of helping the same people, but I thought it'd be really cool to get other people on the female business owner at the moment. You also help a lot of female business owners as well in the gym, and actually just hear about your story, what you've done, what you've created, and what you want to create as well. Keep building.
Maybe.
No, maybe.
I said, yeah, baby.
Nice. Mate, tell us about you. Tell us about the gym.
So my vibe. My vibe is just my home, where I've just kind of brought all of my vibe together, really.
Mm-hmm.
My Power Girl PT sessions, small group, personal training for women, strength training, because I just believe that everything starts with strength, if that makes sense. So for me, the absolute foundation I just find in life is to strength train. It's just massively helped me in all areas of my life. I just think when we train strong, we feel strong, and then we step into our lives, just being able to cope with everything, kids, work, we just move differently. So it's the home of my Power Girl PT. And also I just feel like I needed a home to bring it all together, because for me, also implementing all of the other practices, so with my yoga, Pilates, breathwork, it's all work that I believe we need to do to function and be our best. So yeah.
Man, I love that.
Brought a house together.
Nice, I love that. And I think because like with my background as well, being that whole kind of strength side of things with females, it's so important. I think it's developed a lot now. So I remember there used to be that time pre-COVID now, to be honest, where actually there was almost a stereotypical thing where like females were afraid of the free weights. I remember when I used to show people around Pure Gym, and like they joke about how they'd never go in the free weight section and things like that. And actually, it's so like seeing it obviously from years of being in the gym, like you actually just see how confident they're getting, and actually just going in there and doing just like fucking shit up, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's the bit that hurt my heart, right? Because if you keep it real, is even as I look at it, as even as a trainer, as a personal trainer, I would still go in the gym and I would be worried about when I'm chucking weights around, who's looking at me, if I'm throwing my hips back too far, if this move looks a bit dodgy, if people are looking at me like your workout's weird. It's a real thing that us girls feel. And that's why I needed to make the space so that we can just come and chuck our metal around, do our thing, and actually train. Does that make sense?
100%.
Just do our thing without just taking the worry out of it, because we all feel it, and it's just recognising that's okay. There's nothing wrong with training with guys and things like that, but I know for me that we all feel it, and I just and also just you don't know what you don't know. So when we're together
100%.
and you've got a coach, you kick the arse out of it.
No, 100%. I think that's the thing as well. Like I joined JD Gyms like about a month ago, like the one here in Bournemouth. Oh my god! Like the first time I walked in there, I was like, holy fucking shit. Yeah. First of all, I was the oldest by about 20 years.
Right?
This is it. This is it.
But we
still feel like that.
Yeah.
100%. And I think very similar in terms of the space that I created a few years ago. It was literally that. It was actually how can we bring these ladies together? Yeah. How can they actually lift safely as well? I think that was the biggest thing, because someone could lift, like we're talking like triple figures deadlift, and it was so good because you could just see. It's almost like this empowerment. You could see it come out of them.
Empowerment party. And this is the thing with my girls. Everybody, and I can almost say, walk through the door and they kind of look at the whole setup, the bars, the plates, the pulls, and everybody says to me, I can't do that, or I can't lift that.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You can't now, but let me teach you.
Yeah.
I think it's just again, none of us, we don't know what we don't know. And if somebody shows you how, or you put those practices in from the very first step, it is so powerful. When you see those first pulls start to come, whether they're with bands or not, or when women can start to lift their body weight, it's just pure empowerment. And then that's for me why all of this is so important, because it's just that empowerment, that strength feeling, and then you can show up differently when it's like, I can do this. Rather than that, like, oh, I need to get fitter. It's like, no, I train.
And how much of that as well then leaks is a shit word, but leaks into their real life.
All of it.
Yeah. Literally, if anyone here, like, you've literally lifted, got in, done it, and the thing is as well, is go back to it, like, progress can be so little but so big at the same time.
Tiny little steps.
Yeah.
So it's literally rep by rep.
Yeah.
Week by week.
Yeah.
But you just show up, you get it done, you feel amazing for getting it done, and you're getting stronger every single session.
Yeah.
And I always say to my girls, just take a look back at what you were doing last month.
Yeah.
Look at what we're doing this month.
Yeah.
And it's just that thing, when you're training strong, you feel strong and you just take it into the rest of your life. I just think that is our vibe. When we're feeling good, we're good.
Especially when it was something that you didn't think you could do in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing. It's like that element of I can't do that, but it's never usually can't. It's just because it's not what you've done before.
You just got to bring it right back.
Yeah.
It's just and even like the setups, you know, with the dumbbells, the clips, how to take them on and off.
Yeah.
Even just the setup is so alien because you haven't been in a gym before, or maybe you haven't practiced strength training before. So it is all going to be stuff that you don't know. And it's like, just like, let me show you. Let the other girl show you. And that's the beautiful thing about having us women train together. It's like we are in it together, and the support is insane. And you know you've done it. You felt it.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's it. There's just that different energy. Do you know what I mean? And obviously anybody can strength train, but I think it's that energy when those guys come together and they're rooting for each other, and you know what I mean. And the buzz. What I was finding as well is the buzz of somebody lifting a certain weight or hitting a certain rep or doing a certain exercise was more of a buzz than like a weight loss target. Or actually, I've lost X, or I've done that. As much as that was huge, and actually, the funny thing is that was probably one of the big reasons somebody joined in the first place.
Yeah.
But then when they were introduced to this kind of like, not new way of training, obviously strength training has been around for ages, but when they realised that wasn't just for the people over there, that's for me as well. And actually being able to do that, like that almost meant, it's almost like the weight loss was then like a byproduct. Because actually they were then consistent.
That just comes as part of it. It's when you, like anything, I think when you do something in life, you've got to enjoy it and you've got to feel it. And if you can get, like with the strength, with these sessions, if you're enjoying it and then you're showing up, you're making it a priority, you're getting it in your diary because it's something that you're really enjoying and you're connecting with. It's consistency, isn't it? So then when you can consistently train 2-3 times a week, that's when everything, it happens. That weight loss that you originally wanted happens because you're consistent,
just showing up,
because you found your place and your people and your support, and it's a massive support network. You walk in and you know people inspire you, and I've done one-to-one PT sessions for years, and actually grouping my girls together kind of came by accident. I had to move and didn't have time for one-to-ones, and I put all my girls together, and then it's like, wow, when we train together we get so much more out of ourselves and what we give. It's a powerful thing.
Like you say, it's that inspiration side of things, that's that motivation side of things, that's that, okay, actually that belief element of it as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool, you know, I might not be where that person is now, but actually they've been here for 6 months and I've been here for 1, or for whatever reason. That's what's possible. And I think it's just giving people, you know, without being dramatic, is that belief and that hope that actually they can do that, and they can also feel like that as well.
And you're watching each other. You know, my girls are like, you know, when we're lifting and they'll see their pals next to them and they're like, I'm going to come and try your bar this week. And it's like, yeah, girl, let's give it a go. Because we're moving, you know, you're learning what you can do. And then you've always got someone else in the room that's inspiring you totally, completely.
100%. And like I say, like I always remember saying to the guys, like, I know we touched on it a little bit then, but actually the confidence it gives you, which then, you know, we'd have ladies come and actually their wins of the week or the wins of the month had nothing to do with weight loss, didn't really actually have anything to do with fitness, because actually it was things that they were doing in their life that they now had the confidence to do that they didn't have before. And obviously that's not all down to the fact that they now deadlift, but it does play a huge factor. Yeah, and I think it's actually noticing that as well. If you're on a kind of like a gym journey at the moment and things like that, it's like, A, are you enjoying what you're doing? Because that's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? It's like, actually, we're getting to that time of the year now, beginning of March, 8 weeks into the new year.
Yeah.
Are we still doing it? Are we not still doing it? And actually looking back and being like, why? And actually, what can be changed? Because enjoyment is going to be the biggest thing for it.
No, I hope you stay consistent.
Yeah, this is it, 100%. And this is it. I think that's it. That like we would have seen it through fitness before, where actually people will just try different, and you always want to try stuff. But actually, it's like, A, is it sustainable? But actually, B, is it enjoyable?
And it's that consistently challenging yourself as well. Do you know what I mean? We repeat some of our same heavy loads, our lifts and stuff, but you can feel yourself getting stronger and stronger every week. And again, that's where confidence is built, and totally having faith in yourself as well. I've learnt this move now. I know how to do it, and now I'm going to progress with it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think then you almost just see it as a bit of a lifestyle thing.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing, because then, like you say, then the consistency is there. And I think obviously, like you said before, I think obviously there's a big element of your community as well, like the ladies that you brought in as well.
Oh, they're insane. Like, I feel so, at the moment, just grateful. Every single girl that walks through the door, it's just magic, and I feel like I couldn't have asked for anything more. It's here. Does that make sense? And the support and everything. When you start doing something like this, you know what you want to create, and you've got that feeling already. But it's just everybody. All of my girls are amazing. The energy is great. Just properly got each other's backs. Yeah, the support's there totally.
How important is it, do you think, if there's people there that are almost looking to bring people together in a fitness setting or not, that you have that kind of right vibe of people within your community?
It's important, but I just think it's got to be welcome to everybody. No matter what you do for a job, title, kids, no kids, work, business, I just think you've got to be open. And I'm just lucky everybody that comes through the door. I think the fact that it is, what you're coming for, you come in to get stronger and to train, so everybody does have that same mindset. And we know as girls, like, well, this is some of the stuff that we feel uncomfortable doing, and that is what we all share. This is not necessarily uncomfortable, but we want to do it in this environment, and I think that is what brings us together. So it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, we've all got that same mindset, so we can all support each other. And actually, as soon as you start bringing those girls together, that's where new friendships, it's just, that's where that community is totally born, because we've just all come together for one thing, and actually realised that majority of us are all in the same boat half the time, and we can fully support each other in everything that we do.
100%.
Hence with our networking event and things like that.
This is it.
Just bringing all the girls together, help each other thrive.
We're definitely seeing it a lot more. Like, we were just speaking about it this morning, actually, at the other event, where actually connection is just so important. I think, like, since, I think it's just become more apparent since COVID. Where actually, obviously, like we were speaking about it, how like people used to work in offices and now they're working at home, and they're like just craving some sort of like human interaction. And I think that's, and obviously that's people that may be employed, and then people that are self-employed as well. Obviously, if they're one-man bands, they're working on their own as well. So it's actually having spaces like that where not only are you going there to maybe develop other areas of your life, but it's the social side, it's the connection side. You're with people that get it as well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously that element, everyone's there to train. Do you know what I mean? So they're in like their workout gear, they're sweaty. Do you know what I mean? And like, but everyone knows what they're getting from that, and they feel like they belong. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And I think as well, it's like, now you've created a space like that, it's like, actually, how much can this grow?
Yeah. It's only just the beginning.
This is it. This is it.
These little powerhouses everywhere. I just feel it is so powerful in the community that we've got at the moment. I just believe like every girl needs this space.
And that's like the biggest thing actually when it comes to business, because even just you then speaking about it for like 10 minutes, you're like, shit, maybe I need to be in this space. Yeah, but you're drawn to it. Do you know what I mean? And that, like, we were speaking about it on the last podcast we did. We were just speaking about how important it is that you have a real reason and energy and passion and belief about what it is that you're creating.
Yeah.
Because if you're just creating it because you like fit, like from a PT perspective, I quite like the gym, so I'm in a gym. Do you know what I mean? It's like, actually, I'm creating this because A, females need this. B, we've got such a sick community, and actually this is what it's going to give you.
It is. And this is the thing that I struggle with. It's like, what are you creating? And to me, it's like, it is the power girl.
Yeah.
As in, it's you and I've got my vibe, and that's the space where we bring it all together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But for me, it is the training and the standard of training,
Yeah.
obviously. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it's not just a gym or somewhere to work
No.
out. I've got a really powerful program. Does that,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. But
I'm
you
on
deliver it. You don't speak about it. You don't deliver it like it is just a gym.
Yeah.
And that's the magic of it.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
it's not.
You're not.
I mean, the training, we train insane, and I'm on it with every workout I do. I put my heart and soul into
Yeah.
it, and I make sure you girls get exactly what you need in terms of making your body stronger and
Yeah.
carving those lines up. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it is also having it under one roof where, like I said, I've got my practices upstairs, and like bringing your networking in.
Yeah.
I just believe that from our strength training and implementing all of it, they're like little life hacks, you know, when you give yourself a little bit of time,
Yeah.
breath work, yoga. I mean, for me, in contrast therapy, that's a big, massive tool in my life. But when you give yourself this time to, you know, for what you need, you just function better.
Yeah, I think that's it. Especially, you know, there is that element where it's almost, for a lot of us, we are kind of like last on the priority list.
Yeah.
Like everyone gets served before us,
Yeah.
and that does, you know, that's
But
across
part
all areas of
being
life.
Like, yeah, all
Yeah.
of us do it, and guys do it too.
Oh,
but
this is it,
particularly
yeah, yeah.
I'm not just saying it's just us women, but I know that for us women, you know,
Yeah.
being able to support each other when we are mums, partners,
Yeah.
business owners, working a full-time job, you know, it's just really important that we give ourselves just that little bit of time.
Yeah.
Because if we're feeling full, if we fill our cup, then again we can just keep giving, and that's
Yeah.
when life starts to feel real good, and it all feels, you know, like you can piece it all together. But the minute, and I learn that all the time, is I'm terrible sometimes at thinking that I can do it all. You know, you spin in a million different plates, and then one will spin off, and it's like you're doing too much of that, Cassie.
Yeah.
You know, you need to try and outsource that bit so that you can get your prep in, and just things that help you function, you know?
Yeah, that's it. I think as well, like, you know, we use business owners as an example, but I think it is across the board. It's like, actually, and I was very, very guilty of this, where actually you get to the end of the week and you're like, how much of that week was for me?
Yeah.
How much of that week wasn't actually me serving somebody else in whatever realm that is?
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're a parent, you've got to serve your kids. I'm not saying don't do that, but there is an element of actually, I'm only, what was that quote? I'm going to completely butcher it, but it's like, but you
Go
can
on.
only serve like the people if you're at your best. That's not how it's read, but
Yeah.
do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, if your cup's empty, you're really going to struggle to serve the people that need you the most,
Oh
whether
my
that's
God.
business, whether that's your clients, whether that's your family, whether that's your kids, whatever that looks like, colleagues, everything. But it's very difficult if you haven't got that time for you. But sometimes, like you say, we can have all these plates spinning, and it's like, well, I can't hold a plate for me because there's just no room.
And it spins off, but then when I do, you know, that's when it just mounts up in other areas of your life. You know what I mean? And it's true, you know, when I opened this business, I was like, you know, money is a massive part of it. And, you know, where I am on my own with the kids, so everything, I've got to cater into their football, boxing lessons and things like that in the evenings, and I'm trying to teach all the classes, and it's silly things like I was trying to clean the unit as well. So 4 hours, the only time I have with the kids on a Sunday, I was like, right, I'm going to go and do that. But by trying to attempt to do that, I then didn't prep my food, didn't get my workout, and didn't get my little walk in with the kids, and that had a massive impact for a couple of weeks, because then I just felt awful. I had that massive mum guilt. I wasn't fueled. It sounds really silly, but I hadn't done my food, and I just thought, it gets to just little things like that. It's like, that is recognition for me. You're feeling crap. Your plate spun off, so for me to be able to go and deliver all of my Power Girl sessions, I need to be feeling good. So then you just have to bring it back, and you're like, right, okay, well, make sure you get a cleaner so that you don't do that again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think it's coming back to reverse engineering it. So rather than looking at, like you said, it affected a couple of weeks. So rather than looking at those couple of weeks and being like, oh, you know, maybe it was this or that, it's actually sitting down and be like, actually, no, that happened because of that.
Yeah.
I need to fix that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You haven't eaten much this week, and that's why you're feeling miserable.
Yeah, but you didn't eat much because you didn't prep your food. You didn't prep your food because you were hoovering the gym. Okay, and now I need to fix hoovering the gym, or I get a meal prep company. Do you know what I mean? But it's actually easy. You got so much time. No, but that's the thing, when you sit and kind of audit it.
Yeah.
And like, I remember I spoke about it before, and I speak about this a lot, but auditing is just fucking boring. Nobody wants to sit and audit. It's like, what even is that? But actually, that's when you'll start to notice gaps.
Babe, that is my biggest, again, like lessons that you're learning is
Yeah.
the way that I am wired up, structure and organisation hasn't necessarily been my strongest point in life, but I am absolutely learning that is essential, especially now, because everything is hour to hour, and I'm loving it and thriving of it, but you just got to be, I have to be super organised on time and sit down. This is what I'm doing. The bits for you first. This is my workout. This is my, this is how, this is what the kids need, and then everything else, all of the
Is
hours.
around that.
Don't put yourself in the diary. I've learned that.
100%. This is it. Like sometimes you get to it and it's like, actually, when is, like say, that time for you? And you know, we'll both advocate training quite a lot, and you know, I'd argue everyone needs that in their diary somewhere, even if it's a couple of workouts a week. But actually,
Not for your body, for your mind.
100%. Especially from, you know, everybody needs it. But I think, you know, you know, might be learning this now, but like from a business owner perspective, when is your time away from the phone?
Never.
Like when it. Right, like I say that with my phone literally on the desk while we're doing this. But when is your time away from the phone? Like when is your time away from delivery? Obviously, for face to face, obviously you know when your guys are coming in. But if it's like WhatsApp messages and stuff like that, like when is it your time where you're going to be like, okay, cool. But then that comes down to boundaries, and they're very, very hard to set.
And I'm just trying to, at the moment, this is what, because this whole, now I've got my own business, this is the thing, I'm not just rocking up and teaching classes, it's everything behind the scenes, isn't it? It's getting people's classes, loading things on the app, replying to emails, WhatsApp messages, it is constant. And at the moment, having that boundary of, I'm just trying to give myself 15 minutes, I know that sounds silly in the morning, to just get up, do a tiny bit of journaling. What do I need to do? Clear my mind, and again before I go to bed, because otherwise you can. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think when you're starting a business, you've totally got to be in it.
Oh, for sure.
And understand. But I do think you've got to. And again, that time. But then also for me, that time when I do train, that's when my phone is off. Or when that's why I get it in the diary. When I do go and do a yoga session, that's an hour for me to. That's my time.
Decompress almost.
Totally.
100%.
Recalibrate a little bit.
And
get back to it.
No, but that's it. But like say, otherwise it's then just you know, because if you like say outside of the sessions, and this will be apparent for a lot of people, like if you're running a business, majority of it will be on your phone.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like say delivery, comms, social media, marketing, messages, outreach, like whatever that looks like, it's on your phone. So actually, how are you kind of giving yourself that time away from it? Because then actually, when you've done that, when you come back to it, you're refreshed, you're ready to go. Everything you do then is with a sense of quality, as opposed to
just getting in the tears. If I don't give myself that hours training, or like when I go down to the cold tubs, the contrast therapy, that turns me back on, because otherwise it can all become, you know, when you feel like it's too much, and it's not, it's tiny little things, but where it's buzzing all the time, if you don't give yourself a little break, then go and chuck yourself in some cold water.
That's a great idea, actually.
Okay now.
But no, but that's the thing, like as a business owner, you're never going to be done. There's always going to be something, and that can be the negative of it, because you feel like you've put out 3 fires over there, and now you've got 2 fires that have just lit over there. Do you know, and then you're just literally going like all of these different places. Suddenly it's Friday again, and you know what I mean, if you're with the kids etc, obviously over the weekend, and then it's like, okay cool, like where do I go now? Like,
honestly mate,
where shall I focus?
Starting to feel that, but like I said, I'm new to it already. It's just the beginning, but I'm just give yourself time.
I think that's the thing when you first start out, like you said, you're always going to have that, because you're now going from, and I did a post about it in our group the other day, you're now going from like industry to business owner. Do you know what I mean? So yes, you're a PT, but now you're a gym owner. Or it's like nuts. You're a hairdresser, but now you're a salon owner.
And actually doing that is stuff that you don't have an idea.
No, you didn't get into it to do that though. That's the thing.
No.
You want to be a PT because you want to like put on gym floor sessions.
I'm a good coach.
You want ladies to come. You want to like give them that buzz and see progress, but you didn't do it to audit.
The business side of it, like I said to you, just the whole structure of it, it's like it's mind blowing. That's what I mean. I'm just learning every single day how to do stuff. Surprise myself sometimes.
But I think the thing is as well, is like we said before, like I think because you have so much belief and energy and passion around what it is you're creating, that's what carries it through. Do you know what I mean? I'm not, maybe one day you might have to be like, okay, I need to do expenses, or I need to do something. But that's the thing, because you know, for you, you've built something on that, and that's literally the foundation of what anyone who is either running a business, thinking of starting a business, or looking at the current business they're doing, and actually being like, is the energy and passion still there?
Yeah.
Or is it gone out? So if it's gone out, that's okay, because we can pivot. But if it's still there, that's enough. You will naturally show up on social media. You'll naturally deliver an insane session to your clients, so they keep coming back and bring their friends. That is almost like the foundation of building a very good
that's
business.
The bit I want to do.
Yeah.
It was the setting it up. It was getting us here. That was like, to me, it was all stuff I didn't have a clue about.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
but you had so much belief in the core element of what you were building.
Well, I was just like, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And
let's do it.
Let's do it. Honestly, I could walk into a letting agent like, can I have that?
Can I have that one, please?
Can I have that one, please? And I thought that was it. I didn't really have a clue about all of the logistics of piecing it together, mate, if I'm honest with you.
Do you find though as well, because you then put yourself in the position, you then had to learn, well not even learn it, but do it pretty quick. Like it would have been very easy for you to still be sat at home now being like, well, I really wish I think I might open a gym. Do you know what I mean? Whereas because
I think it's just, that's exactly it. It's I just had to.
You put yourself in a position, you had to then make the decision.
Yeah, for me it was like, I've sat around for years thinking I couldn't, this is always absolutely what I wanted to do, but I didn't have the money for it.
Yeah.
So then I was like, right, first step, just grow some balls, find it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I thought, okay, I've managed to get that in place now. I'm like, now I need a unit. And I honestly believed that was going to be the easy bit. I thought I could just find one online, like, hey, pay, and that was it, and it wasn't. And like, you have to go through applications and you get refused. I got refused by so many, and then even when you do get accepted, I didn't, like I said to you, I didn't even know I needed a solicitor. And then when your solicitor starts talking to you about all different lease options, and then if the uni had the right usage, and it was just, and it's all in a language that, if I'm honest with you, I didn't really understand. Does that make
Can you
sense?
read that for me, please?
It was just, and all of this stuff was coming, like, okay, we've approved this, and then, but have you got the, and I was just like, what does all this mean? I mean, thank God for Google, ChatGPT, because I just ciphered my way through it, and actually, thank God for Peter, the solicitor, because he was just amazing in that. My favourite line was, without sounding stupid. Do you know what I mean? What does this mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm reading through all of that, because I'm a trainer and I'm a very people person. You know, I like to talk, and when you're reading through the logistics of all this stuff and contracts, and it's just like, for me, I just found it, I didn't understand what I was reading half the time. Can you break that down in normal language, please? And he was amazing, and I just, again, it was just lessons I just learned a lot. Like, okay, you don't know this, but you can do it. You've just got to find the information, ask the right questions, find the people, and just piece it together. And that for me was hard. Now I'm here. I'm like, right, this is the exciting bit. I've got to make it work. You got to this is where you get to do your thing. Now.
100%. I think about so many people that are maybe put off by that. Like I say, like actually.
Well, I'm glad I didn't know.
I'm
glad I was just so delusional in my head that I honestly believed that once I had some money put in place to do it, it was going to be a breeze.
It was going to happen,
It was going to happen, and I'm almost glad that I didn't know, that all the things, because it would have put me off. I would have been like, well, I don't understand that. And
that's almost uncomfortable, so I'm not going to explore
you don't know what you don't know. And it's like being at peace with that. And I think that's why I've done so many different things, but even with my girls, with their training, it's like, it's really important to me that people, you don't know what you don't know, and it's cool. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not a solicitor, I don't work in planning, even with my business, I'm not in marketing, but you've just got to give it a pop. And like, even my girls, when they come in the gym, when you again, like I said earlier, you're racking up or trying to move things around, and you look at the equipment, and if you've never done it before and you've never been shown, you're not going to know. And it's not a silly question, like that's what we're here for, and we'll all show each other, and we'll help each other, and that's just it sounds cheesy, that's totally my vibe. Do you know what I mean?
Sly plug.
Slide it in there. But that is, you know, and it's just one of those things of, it's just really important that we're not all pros at everything, are we? So whether it's in business, whether it's in training, you just, as long as you're feeling good, you can piece the rest of it together.
I think that's it. Like, no, but it's like you said, there was an element of actually, when it came to like the solicitor side of things, like you didn't know. but that's okay because actually that pushed you to do it. I think we can get into positions sometimes where we almost research something too much.
Yeah.
We try and gather too much information. Like we were talking about it before I came here, and I literally did a talk on lead generation with a group of ladies. And before I would have done like a huge Canva presentation, rehearsed it 20 times. And actually that was almost then too much, because if I fucked it up within the second slide, I'm like, well, this is going to be shit. Whereas actually, like, this morning I was just like, cool, let's just like free ball it.
Keep it real.
Keep it real. And actually it worked better because I didn't gather too much information. I didn't research it too much. I didn't try and make it perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't, you know what I mean? And that's the element of that as well.
Well,
Because
that's solid, and again, that's having absolute faith in yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. No matter what questions come at me, I know this is your bag.
This is it. But this is it. And I think so many people now are at the almost start line when it comes to a business because they're in information gathering, research, fine. Of course, like, please don't make any irresponsible, like, you do have to research to a degree, but you can do much. You can spend too much time doing it, and actually, if you're honest, and I'm only saying this from a place that I definitely did this, if you're very honest, you're just procrastinating. You're too scared to pull the trigger.
Oh God!
Because actually you feel you need that. It's like, well, I can't go to networking because I'm waiting for my business cards, or I can't go to that event because I don't really know you know what I mean? And it's like you're in the waiting period, but you're the only one that can get yourself out of the waiting period.
Just action stuff.
Yeah,
I think
this is it.
If you've got that belief and that passion and stuff, it's like just
that's exactly
action.
it. No, but that's exactly
Figure
it.
the rest out.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe that's not the right advice to give, but I just know that if you've got the foundations in place, just roll with it.
Yeah.
And even that's scary. Like when you said, you know, when you get your solicitors involved in stuff and reading through and like the thought of like 9-year
leases
and things, and then you go back, but it's not. You haven't got it for 9 years because they put something in it. They can kick you out after 3, and then you're like, well, what if you procrastinate? And I remember being at home thinking like, well, what if I spend all my money on this place, making it look how I want to look, and then I've got to go. Like it just, and you can literally do your own head in about things.
And that's literally what you've just said. What if? We'll come up with 100 what ifs.
All the what ifs, and then you're like, you have to, and it's really scary, isn't it? Because you're taking on a big responsibility. And and you sit back and I'm like, well, Cassie, you're only just about paying all the bills and stuff on your little house, and this is a big massive one. You know what I mean? And you sit and exactly that, you sit and you procrastinate and you think, but then you have to think, well, no, why am I doing this? And just kind of like, what if it ends up better than
that's it. You're switching the what if into a positive. You're literally switching. What if this is a huge success?
Or what if I don't do it and then I just carry on doing what I'm doing and I'm just
this is it. 100%. No, 100%. I think that's it, and it just comes back to, like you said, it's that element of just backing yourself. Like, have you got evidence in yourself? It doesn't even need to be what you're creating. Actually, I've got evidence in myself that I know what I'm doing. I know I can bring these people in. I know they're going to fucking love it. So they're going to stay. Recipe for absolute success. And then it's just a case of getting out your own head and being like, I don't need any more information. Let's just press go.
Peter, can you break that down for me in
Peter.
language I understand?
Peter, could you read this again for me?
Just make it sound a bit prettier.
That's what they're there for, to be fair. They're
less scary.
They're there to keep you safe, but they're also there to basically just unjargon whatever it is and be like, okay, that makes sense. Because like you said, like from you did this to be a coach, you just wanted to impact more people and have your own place. But that also comes with solicitors,
stuff
business rates,
understand.
like all of this stuff.
Business rates,
like parking, and you know what I mean, like things like that where you're like, actually that is an element I need to think about.
I didn't even think about parking, and that's why I kept getting refused. There's so many little things that I absolutely didn't think about, but they just land at you, and you're like, right, okay, how do I sort this out today?
Was the unit you're in now, was that the first one you found, or did you have to go through quite a few?
No, that was about unit number 9.
Was it? Because I remember years ago they're quite strict in terms of gyms opening in units, aren't they?
They didn't like the idea of, but I think they thought when I said a gym, it was going to be
massive commercial one.
Whereas mine's small group. You know, it's not huge numbers coming in the building. So I did get refused by about 7 of them, and the one I'm in now, he did refuse me twice. And like,
spread around, not done this.
This
will be great.
Well, because you're going for a letting agent, so I was just like, this would be perfect for me. It had the 2 floors, my gym, my yoga studio, and it was in the right area. And I was just like, why are you saying no? So I did just a sent a little email
Yeah.
like, can I talk to the landlord please about his concerns of usage?
Yeah.
And again, once I explained, you know, what I was using it for, and it wasn't going to be this big gym with, you know, like 50, 100 cars or whatever that he expected, he was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, it wasn't, yeah, I did get refused by a lot, and even that got me down, because like I said to you, once I found the money to do this with, I was like, okay, this is happening. And I was getting really down. I mean, I remember I got so desperate, I nearly took a shop on Ashley Road. Definitely wasn't big enough, or would have been a nightmare.
Logistically,
really.
it would have been,
No, but I kind of thought, you know, when you're like, I'm going to have to take something, because otherwise this isn't going
to go anywhere.
This isn't going to happen, and I was just so desperate to get it set up, right? And it's just, you just got to give it time, haven't you? Patience, and patience is something I'm terrible with. Practicing patience, and just having faith that the right place will come at the right time, and it did, and I do believe I am absolutely where I'm supposed to be, but it was wild.
That's crazy.
Trying to look for the right spot and things like that.
So in terms of, so we go back, so obviously from the PT side, and then deciding that you wanted to open your own space. What was that kind of like thought process to be like, fuck it, let's just open a gym?
It was kind of just evolved, really, because at one point I was coaching everywhere. So my normal day, I could be at Sue's studio, I could be at David Lloyd, I would be delivering my PT sessions, and I was just either renting space, teaching at spaces. So I knew at some point, and also I was teaching lots of different practices, and I just knew that I wanted to teach women strength training, and I was delivering really small group personal training. I was letting the space, and I was letting the space for a few hours, and it got to a point where I was getting busier, but I couldn't, she had no more hours to give me, and I wanted to put another 5-6 more sessions on. So I was like, you need your own space. You just need your own space, and then that was it. And also, I think I love teaching all of my classes, but I think I'd been teaching everything for so long, I was just getting really itchy feet in that I knew what I wanted to do. I'm doing the same stuff every day, which I really enjoy doing, but you just get that. I was like, I just need to do what I want to do now. And so it just kind of happened, you know, and one day you're like, right, I need to do this.
You gotta do it,
now.
This is it. I think something usually like say,
and it just it did build up to that eventually, just over time, and
each day was like actually getting closer and closer to being like, this needs to happen now.
And I think I've been teaching so long all around different clubs for like 10 years or so, and I'd learned, and I'd had so many different job roles, particularly within David Lloyd, and I'd learned so much, and I honestly believe that I had to do that, because that gives me the confidence and belief in myself now, like, you know, you are a good coach and you can deliver exactly what these girls want. So it was like, I feel like I kind of done all that, and that built me into what I need to do next. Does that make sense?
I think sometimes we need the evidence of what we're going to do.
When I look back at, like, when I first got my first certificate, all I wanted to do was teach classes, and I was desperate to be that instructor that was teaching like 5 body pumps a day. I wanted all the clubs to, you know what I mean, and that was where it started, and it's like, and you do that for a long period of time, and you just evolve or grow as a person, and that was mine, is like, wow, this is what I want to do now.
I think you do. I think you get to a stage, whatever it is that you're doing, where you're almost like, actually, what's the evolution of this? Do you know what I mean? It's not like we're actually changing what we're doing, but it's actually like, what's the next step forward?
What do I want to deliver?
This is it. And I think, like, I'm exactly the same with you with classes, like teaching like spin and stuff at Pure Gym. I loved it. A lot of the instructors hated it, and I was like,
I love it. Get the tunes, and I taught
like 80s, 90s music
party.
Honestly, it was so good, and it would like, but then like from a like a client perspective, people could see how much you loved teaching it, so they kept coming back. So then your classes would be full. Oh, did you?
Yeah, by the side of the pool, got the tunes on, danced around, and you just enjoy it, don't you? And you love it. Love it.
100%. But then, like, from a business perspective, it goes back to it where it's actually like people can see how much you love it.
Yeah.
They're drawn into your energy. Like, we were talking about something the other day where actually, like, you can see somebody and they're talking about something, and what they could be saying is absolute nonsense, like factually not true.
Yeah.
But if they say it with energy and passion and enthusiasm, you're
I
just
hear that.
listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, that makes complete sense. When actually what they've said is absolute nonsense. But it's exactly the same with the classes, because then, I don't know if you're the same, but actually that's where the majority of fitness clients came from, because they came to my spin at 5 p.m. on a Monday night, and then they went to be a client.
Yeah.
Because you give them a little taster of actually what you're like as an instructor, as a coach, and then people come from that.
Yeah.
But it literally just comes down to the fact that actually I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I didn't like be I've got to do this.
You got to want to be there, and
Yeah.
that's the same. You know, especially in fitness. To begin with, the pay is not
Yeah.
great. It's literally because it's something you're passionate about.
100%.
You've got to have a love for it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And then you actually, like you say, get to the point where you've evolved, and actually the gym is the next step for a lot of people. It's either online or it's going to be your own facility. But I think then that's looking at actually, what do I want from this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People go online because, you know, there's an element of working with, you know, X amount of people. But I think if you love the face to face,
Yeah.
that's your next step, and being okay with that as well.
Yeah.
So I think in the fitness industry, people just assume that online is like the holy grail.
Yeah,
It's like,
and
oh,
I
I must
try
work
to
online.
have a pop at that, and you know, I think where I'm not particularly, you know, sitting down in front of a laptop,
Yeah.
I really struggle with, and
Yeah.
I'm learning. I absolutely have to do that for a couple of hours a day now. I've got business, but I know that when I'm with clients, I find also that is my biggest kind of feeder in what women need, what girls need,
Yeah.
like when you're actually having
In
those
front of them,
conversations.
yeah.
And also what content needs to be made, because actually you get asked a lot of questions, and you can get asked the same question a few times each week, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, this is the information
Yeah.
I need to give you now. And I particularly, you know, with COVID, and I've tried online, and I miss being around people.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping now I've got an app being built so that it's kind of like it's a tool, like
Yeah.
I've got my space.
Yes.
And you know, you girls, you're coming in with me once a week, but you know, sometimes it's affordability, isn't it?
Oh,
Not
100%.
everybody can keep coming to sessions. So here's my app. Go in and do the
Yeah.
workout in the gym. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because it's just about impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, like, you know, when you work kind of face to face, there is an element of you're with somebody, they've paid for that time, and obviously there's only so much time in a day. So at least from an online element, there is that. And obviously, you know, you can have the app, and then even if people got like one workout a month or something, there's still that element where you can bring people face to face.
But it is that face to face. So just love
That's
being
it.
with the girls.
No, but that's
love
it.
It's the energy, and that's why I've always taught group fitness. Like, you know, it's that energy, isn't it, of being together.
It's contagious.
It's what I thrive off.
It's literally contagious, and I think that comes back to the business element. Actually, you're building something that complements you, that you actually want to do.
Yeah.
Not maybe what you
And I
think
want
is the
everyone
norm.
to feel like I feel
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
I know when I walk out of a session, I'm buzzed,
Yeah,
and that's what I want everyone to take away with them all
Yeah.
the time. Just
yeah.
Just to feel
Exactly
like
that, 100%, and bottle it. That's the thing you want. Like, if you're like, actually, if I could bottle this, it'd be
that. Magic potion.
yeah, literally, like energy and everything. It's insane. Like I say, it's infectious. It's infectious. Do you know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
where obviously you've got the ladies coming in, and they keep coming back as well.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you want. So from a business perspective, so if we look at like the gym's open,
Yeah.
obviously the gym classes and things like that. What's kind of been your biggest lessons and realizations now the gym's open? So Peter's not needed anymore. Well, he might be needed. I don't know. I don't know if I'm still speaking to him. But the solicitor's not needed. The landlord's not needed. Letting agent isn't needed. But from a business perspective, now it's open.
Yeah.
What's kind of been like your biggest kind of lessons?
The biggest, that was my, so every day is new lessons, and it is learning to do things from a business perspective. So for me, for example, this sounds really silly, people book onto my classes with their credits, and I have got this 12-hour window on my app. If you cancel within 12 hours, you keep your credit.
Yeah.
If it's last minute, it's lost.
Yeah.
But because I am me,
Yeah.
someone will message me, I'm sick, I send their credit back.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, Cassie, you can't run a business like that. But do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just me learning to actually stop being so emotional about things all the time, and thinking that you've got to please everybody,
Yeah.
and look at things from a business perspective
Yes.
in that way. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Silly little things, but again, it's just that is just my biggest lesson: is you don't know what you don't know, and you've just got to find your way.
Yeah.
Recognise stuff and
Yeah.
be really accountable for yourself. I think is the biggest thing, and just try and recognise where you're kind of either being a bit too soft or you're not putting enough time into things.
Yeah.
And definitely just making sure it's that planning. Just really mapping my week out and making sure that I'm on form,
Yeah.
so that then I can deliver and give everybody else what they need. Because I just know when I try and do too many things or overcomplicate too many things, because I like to do it all, then again that's when things become a little bit, they just start to feel a little bit manic.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I'm not delivering things as well as what I could be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at the minute, mate, it's just making sure that I've got a really tight schedule with time for me scheduled within that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And every single day is I'm just learning as I go. You know, whether it's again even implementing different things that can help me with emails. You know, finding things within AI that can really help me save time. Because I'm just not that way. So actually, even just learning new little tools. Wow, I can have this that will really help me do that. Every day is just a massive learning curve, and it's all just mainly the admin side of business. But I'm piecing it together slowly, and I'm just like, wow, like some days I'm like, check you out.
Yeah.
No, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
but
I
this is
surprise
it.
myself, because what I've told myself, like, oh, that absolutely isn't you, and you'll have to employ somebody that can do that for you. When you start a business, or I'm not as fortunate, but you haven't always got the bank account to do that, so you just have to just try and do the best that you can. I think. And keep learning.
And be willing to. I think that's the thing as well, is actually I think sometimes you know, I know we touched on it a bit, whereas actually you can go into this thinking it's going to be something that maybe it isn't. You know what I mean? And be like, oh, that's going to be that's going to be that. But there's almost an element, I remember I heard it on a podcast a while ago, but it's almost like when you go into every day, you need to expect there's going to be a problem. Just expect it, because there probably will be. That's the joys of it. That was well negative.
All right, Nick.
This is supposed to be a positive space. No, but when you expect it is then not as overwhelming.
Oh, mate,
Do you know what I mean?
and
It's like,
that's it.
shit, where the hell has that come from? It's like, yeah, but I run a business, so there's gonna be problems.
You've got to be open to, and I've just, over the last couple of months, is that anything can happen.
Yeah, that's
on
literally
any
it.
day, and there's so many areas of my life where things, and you're just like, shit.
Yeah.
But I just think if you're feeling strong and you're looking after yourself and you've given yourself time, you can deal with it.
100%.
No matter what.
100%. If we look at like a female business owner, we use females just because that's who we're kind of talking to at the moment. If we look at a female business owner, things are going really well in business, but there is zero time for them in their schedule. But there's an element where actually they haven't felt what it's like to do training or strength training. What would kind of be your biggest thing for them? What would be the biggest tip to be like, okay, cool, actually things are good, but they could be great. If you kind of schedule that time and take a bit of time for you.
It will literally just be that, give yourself an hour. Can you find 2 hours a week? Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing with even all of my girls, business owners, again, I think it totally relates to everybody, is just implement it. Just come and try it, walk away from it while I'm feeling good. And for me, that's how I roll. If something makes me feel good, I want to do it again. So it's like, rather than that overwhelm, and we're the same of like, this is typical of, you know, the industry I work in, is like, the biggest one I hear is, I need to lose weight, so I need to go to the gym 5 times a week, I need to track my macros, I need to make a meal plan.
20,000 steps.
And it's normal, and you just think, oh my God, that's so much, that we end up not doing it. And I always just say, just take a breath and just do one thing at a time. And like, if again, it's like, do what makes you feel good. So for me, it's always like, especially with these business owners that have no time, you can find that hour. And just do it once. Allow yourself, and it will, like, and even with strength training for women, I always say that if you haven't done it before, it does feel totally alien sometimes, and it will feel a little bit like, what am I
what's
doing?
happening here?
But
Yeah.
just explore it, do it a couple of times, and then it really starts to kick in, and you're like, fuck, this feels
this
good
is
now.
good. Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
So it's just, I would just say, just give yourself 1 hour. Don't overwhelm and think I've got to totally change my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just give yourself that hour.
Mm-hmm.
Check in. Did that
Yeah.
feel good? All right, let's go again.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's like that with everything.
Yeah.
Even with business, with
Yeah.
our plans, with little things we want to change. Just like
Yeah, literally just one step. That's literally, you know, I hear you on that. Sometimes there's an element, especially where it's like, actually, I need to change everything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the weekend was horrendous, so now I'm going to book 5 classes.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
I'm gonna stop drinking.
I'm going to, stop drinking, no sugar, like no carbs.
You book
Like
too much.
nothing.
You just book,
Yeah.
but that's natural, right? We're
Oh,
all
for
only
sure, because
human.
because everybody wants a result. Nobody, if you said to someone, oh yeah, that'd be really great, follow this plan, you'll get a result in 6 months, they'd be like, no. Like, why would I wait
Yeah.
6 months?
And that
I
just-
want it in 6 weeks.
Just giving, and that's the thing, is just saying to someone, if that's my advice, is just give yourself an hour. You're not going to totally change your whole mind, body, physique, the way you feel about in an hour, but it's what that one little step leads to.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel good, then you implement more steps.
Yeah.
You know, you enjoy it, you work out,
Yeah.
and then that's when the nutrition, for me, you know, working with the girls, that's when, because that's a really difficult bit to nail for us, is, and then once you're feeling good and you're like, right, how do I need to feel myself? And it just all kind of comes into play then.
Yeah.
But you've got to just
100%.
start with like
One thing. 100%. How much do you reckon, because obviously I know you've got quite a lot of business owners in the gym as well, how much do you, is like training been apparent for most of their lives, or do you feel like this is kind of a new thing for them and now they've done it, how much that's benefited them and potentially their business on the byproduct as well?
I find that with the strength training, I find that a lot of my girls have always trained or done classes, or there's always been that workout aspect. I think the majority of us as humans, women, you know, we've all done things.
That's what,
I just think it's been the impact of, I think we all, as we move through life, as particularly as girls, sometimes we feel like, I've tried everything and nothing's working. And that is the biggest thing for me. It's like, again, it's just, have you tried strength training consistently? Have you connected with how it feels? And I just think, I think majority of my girls, regardless of, you know, age, job, business, have definitely trained, worked out before, but finding, you know, their love for it, their passion, just the energy, and experience that in a big empowerment party is new to them. And I think because it's just so cool in there, that now is what has made it consistent and has a big impact on their life. And you know, that's like my 6:15 classes in the morning, you know, they're busy because it starts off with like, I don't have time to work out, but then they'll do it a couple of times and we love it, and it's like, okay, when realistically can I get this in my day? And I know that, like, you know, as a mum, as business owners, that sometimes things do just take over the whole day, and that's natural, that's normal, but it's just that accountability and recognizing it of like, actually, if I really want to do this for myself, you know, and I know that time of the morning isn't for everybody. I'm not saying that's absolutely what you've got to do, but I just find when it's something that you enjoy, and it's like, all right, I'm going to get this in first, I'm going to do me first, and then I'm feeling strong and powerful, and I can step into the day and again just go and totally kick the ass out of it.
No, but I think that's it. I think it's actually what's the priority in your week. You know what I mean?
And
like,
it should always be you. And I know that we, like we've said a million times, we give so much, don't we? All of us do. That's how the world goes round. But I just think everything does start with you and how you're feeling, how strong you're feeling, how your mind's working. And just thinking, like, I feel like this, what do I need to do? But again, my answer to everything is just like, let's train.
Let's just train. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay after that.
That's exactly it.
No,
that's me, and that's just.
No, and I think that's a huge belief, and I think honestly, like, if you know, like, train regularly as well, and I think there's a lot of people listening to this that will be the same. But then you'll know what that feels like. You know in yourself. Like, if I'm a bit aggy, my partner will say to me, "Have you been to the gym today?" I go, "Go." Fuck off to the gym.
But that's it.
But you know that actually that's almost like your space. And the thing is as well, the counter thing of it is, when you're so busy, where am I going to find time for the gym? Do you know what I mean? Even though you know it makes you feel good, you know how much better you're going to feel after it. If you're in on a piece of work, or you've got a deadline and you've got delivery to do, it's like, of course, always your customers and your clients will come first. But then it's actually, again, it goes back to what we said before. It's like, okay, but why did you not go like in the morning? Or actually, why have you left it till 3 p.m. when you know you have got time?
And sometimes it doesn't sound appealing, like those early mornings or those
Oh,
early
that's so
evening
much better,
sessions,
though.
depending on your day.
Yeah.
And you know, even some of my girls are like, that is just not my time. But I know that they are really honourable people, and I'm like, just try one.
Yeah.
Just try one.
Yeah.
And let me know how you feel in that day.
Yeah.
And it's the same, even if you literally can't do the mornings, having that drive to come in the evenings, that is for me.
That's harder evenings, I think.
Personally, evenings are harder, and I always say that to my girls. I'm just like, you need to congratulate yourself, because getting the day done and still committing to you, that's something powerful in itself. But even my girls at 6:15 in the morning, we were having a conversation, and I was saying, like, girls, you know, in my eyes, you've done something really special, and you've done the hard bit, because November, December, January, it is dark. Yeah. It's dark and it's cold. Yeah. But you've got up, you've shown up, and like everything's uphill now.
100%.
Now the skies are blue.
Yeah. No,
it's changing.
Yeah. No, but that's it. That's exactly what I'd say to people. Like, exactly say, be like, oh, we've got class at 6 a.m. They'll be like,
yeah.
Hell no. At 6 a.m.
I'm like, come at me, you'll like it.
Yeah, but this is it. And I'd be like, just do it once. If you hate it and the rest of your day is shit off the back of that, I hear you.
Yeah.
But it's never the case.
Time to shine.
Honestly, the hardest thing is to get up when the alarm goes off.
Once you're there, there's no
Oh,
regrets.
for sure. I don't think if it's even that. I think it's as soon as you're out of bed.
Yeah.
When you're out of bed, you know now actually you're going to whatever you're going to do.
A little rave,
you know what I mean?
6:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
Life's all good from there.
Yeah, whether it's a gym, whether it's a run, whatever it is, but you know, anyone who does that, even if you've only done it a couple of times, or you're trying to get into a habit of doing it, or you've done it consistently, you know how different your day is when you do it, and then the day you maybe miss it.
And it's doing the stuff, I find, doing the hard stuff, if that's not that right way to say it, but doing the stuff that sits in your head all the day, so that sits in your head all day. So like for me, mine is, again, going back to the whole admin scenario, is that if I'm all day like, I've got to do that, I've got to do that, I've got to do that. So now I am like a crazy person, and I do get up at like 4:30 to do that first, so that I haven't got that anxiety.
It's not weighing you down almost for the rest of the day.
And it's the same. I know that a lot of my girls spend their day thinking, I've got to train, I've got to train, I've got to train. Oh my God, it's 7 o'clock, I've missed it. Yeah. And then we all beat ourselves up about it. Yeah. So if you've got that hour to get up and get that important stuff that maybe you put off because you feel like everything else comes first. Yeah. You try and do that first. Like, you're up to a winner.
Yeah, I think it's always as well if you just assume you've got time. I'll just do it later in the day. I am the worst for this, right?
Okay, but I think things take me, something is going to take me 2 days. I'm like, I'll do that in an hour.
Yeah. But I'm literally, I'll be like, okay, cool. Actually, no, I've got a gap this afternoon. I'll go to the gym in the gap. Do I fucking go to the gym?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why have you done that? And then you get frustrated. You say, like, why did you do that? You knew you weren't going to go. Yeah. Because it's just a horrendous time to train. Like, nobody should train at like 2-3 p.m. in the afternoon. It's just shit.
Well, so it works. But that's the thing, is it's finding what works.
Oh, for sure.
And
like,
some,
100%.
If you've got...
I've already said that because I'm frustrated myself.
Did you come in at 6:15?
Yeah. But this is it. I think when you do it like that, that's the thing. It's making time for it. Yeah. And if you have never felt it before, then give yourself permission to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because honestly, like nothing. It's super cliche to say, but nothing bad ever happens from doing a workout.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's only positives. The hardest thing, especially if you're doing it in the morning, is literally getting out of bed. Because once you're out, you're not getting back in bed. Obviously, you're gonna get dressed. But
totally sets you up.
Sets the tone, and I think actually, but I think that's a common trait of like business owners. We have that energy, we have that kind of competitiveness, we have that. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, we're then very hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we can see and feel our like potential. Actually, like I think you're a very special breed if you're a business owner.
Yeah,
it's not for everybody.
It's not, and I think as well, just going back to, I think I learned a lot of my, I think this is why I'm so passionate about it, is my discipline and, you know, consistency, and that's how I show up in this business side now. It's definitely everything I've learned in the gym. Yeah. Is that like just showing up for yourself? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like giving yourself the hour. And it has taken me years. Like, I couldn't do what I'm doing now 5-6 years ago. No. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like I was still figuring out how to give myself time and giving myself permission to do my workouts. Yeah. Does that make sense? And I feel like now I can do all these plates and stuff like that because I've just kind of learned everything I've learned for me, and that's why I want to give it to my girls. is from starting with strength, starting in the gym.
Yeah.
And feeling good and just learning to structure my life
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
100%.
mean?
Yeah. I think it's just about layering it. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I think sometimes we only realise how much capacity we've got if we've given ourselves permission to grow our capacity.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can look at it and be like, oh my God, I'm so busy. But actually if you look at it, you know, there's so many different variables. You can look at time management, enjoyment and things like that as well. But actually once you've, you know, like you've just said, people can look back and be like, what did their days look like? And you're like, actually, how have I done that? Like literally, like that day that felt full time before is like part time now.
Yeah.
Or that workout I did 3 years ago was like
Yeah, I
really
hear
hard,
that.
and now that's like you know, that's like a when I can't be asked to work out today. You know what I mean? And it's actually
growth, isn't it?
yeah, but it's just those. But it's taking that time to recognise it, because sometimes, you know, in business and strength training and everything, the progress can happen small.
Yeah.
But there will be progress if you're willing to kind of notice it.
And then you evolve, and the goalpost always changes.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? The more you
Yeah.
grow, the more empowered you feel. The kind of more you explore what you can do.
Mhm.
That's just a really powerful thing, right?
Love that.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I think we'll finish it on there because I think that was a really good way. That's a really good way to finish it. Where can people find you on social media?
Where can they find me? So at My Vibe Studios or Cassie Lee.
Nice. Mate, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Guys, any questions, comments, you know exactly where we are. Drop us a message. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks.
Sick. Mate, smashed it.
Is that okay?
You made that was so good. Alright, let's do a selfie real quick.
If there are any bits where I sound like a waffling, like, I don't know.
Oh, what's up?